All right. Live. Mm. All right, chat. So currently up. I took a trade last night on these evals, these lucid evals. Currently up 1,100 across the five of them. Um, there's 50% consistency, so I could take another trade of around $400 to call it a day here. So we're gonna look for a good trade setup so that we 1 second. All right, let me clear the charts, make sure everything's good. Cool. So coming on to the day, overall we're still bullish, right? Respecting this 4 hour gap, getting controlled moves up, pullbacks, but we're respecting the gap and continuing higher. Um, the 6 o'clock 4 hour candle close bearish, showing that we might want to come back down and maybe retest the gap again. Let me mark out the highs right now, the lows. All right, let's drop down to the hourly now. Okay, so I have 2 hourly gaps down here from yesterday. Might want to come back down and tap into these before we get to move higher. Um, there's also a 30-minute down here. These are the same gaps from yesterday that I wanted to see us tap into before we get to move higher. So it's gonna be pretty much the same plan for today. I like how we're respecting this bearish 30-minute gap right here. But overall, I'm bullish. I want to see higher prices, so I'm not gonna be looking to take a short. More so gonna look for sweep of these lows into a long setup, right? So same idea from yesterday. But yeah, I do like how we got this pushed down and we're currently respecting this 30-minute, 15-minute gap. I'm not sure what that was off though. I'm not sure what type of news caused that reaction. Let me check Twitter real quick. What's happening with time? Oh, that was a open and push down. Okay. Okay, so I got some data supposed to drop. Oh, let me check my FX book. See what upcoming data we have. So tomorrow we're getting PCE, core PCE. Okay, cool. And I know CPI is on the, I thought it was on the 10th. FOMC is on the 10th. Next Wednesday. And then CPI, NFP on the 16th. CPI, we haven't had CPI in a minute. Hmm. Don't see CPI. All right, so yeah, gotta move down into these lows, and then I'll look to take a long out of this area down here. So just like yesterday, we're gonna sit, we're gonna wait for a good setup, and that's it. That's all there is to it. Let me make sure the audio is good. So this was a, where is it? I took a long overnight, right here. Saw that we were chopping, but we were making higher highs and higher highs, lower highs. So came down to this area, took the long here, was in a bit of drawdown. Stops were down here, and I think this was like only like a 15 point move. So yeah, snipe this long, and then just call it a night. Okay, so it looks like we're respecting this 1 minute gap here. Again, like this, I wouldn't take anything out of this gap. Like I wouldn't take no change in state of delivery because we haven't swept any liquidity yet, right? Any new liquidity. So I mean, I would wait for us to sweep liquidity before I try to take a long. Oh, what's going on Twitter? Ooh, ooh. Um, looking for the Tradeify plan to talk about that a little bit. So their new plan is pretty solid. I'm probably gonna, even though I already have 5 growth accounts, I'm gonna get 5 of the new um, uh, select plan, the 5 day payout one, just because it's at a good deal right now. And I like the payout policy. So yeah, this compares to the Alpha Zero and the Lucid Flex accounts, right? It's low key even better because the profit target is instead of 3,000, it's 2,500, where all the other firms are 3,000. And then no daily loss limit, end of day drawdown, 40% consistency in the valuation. But all right, let's do the math. To pass that, right? To pass this account, the maximum you could make a day would be say 2,500. $1,000. So you need to make, I guess you need 3 days of $1,000, right, to pass this, which is not that hard. TPT, It's kind of similar as a 50% on TBT, but you gotta trade for 5 days. So honestly, if you slow it down and just give yourself a week to pass these evals, don't size too crazy. This is a pretty solid deal because once you get into the funded, all you gotta do is make 5 days of $150, and you're able to take out up to $3,000, right? Let's see, is it withdraw up to 50%? So you can withdraw up to 50% of your account balance. So if within 5 days you make $3,000, you could take out 1,500, and that's pretty solid. I don't think any firm has this good of a payout policy. So yeah, it's pretty tough. I'm not a big fan of the daily payouts because of the trailing drawdown and the max payout only being $1,000, right? I'm not a fan of that. I wonder if it goes, and there's also a buffer. So yeah, I'm not really a fan of the daily payout. I think the five day payout is way more solid, way more achievable. Like this is gonna force you to take to size heavier and go for more points, which leads to blowing your account. Like looks cool, yeah. Well, I could get a payout every day, but realistically, it's gonna hurt you more than benefit you. And say you even do have a big day and you make $3,000 or $4,000, you're only able to withdraw $1,000, right? So you're gonna have to trade um, like another day and uh, to withdraw again. So yeah, I like the 5 day payout better. So yeah, I'm gonna stack up, cop 5 of those. Okay, so we inverse this 1 minute gap and we're getting to push lower now, which is good. Looks like we might get a trade today. Currently 11:03. See if we can get something before 11:30. Again, ideally, I would want it to come down into this hourly gap, but if we just sweep this hourly low and show signs that we want to reverse and go take out these highs, I'll still take the long. But ideally, we come down into this hourly gap down here. So see what we get. Looks like we're about to take it out now. Okay, so boom, we just took out the hourly low. Now we're getting a nice push down. Let's see where this hourly gap starts at 25,476. How far are we from that? Okay, so we're ways away from it. So now what I'll do is look for um either IFVG setup, CISD. What I want to see is price action that shows that it's ready to reverse and take out highs, right? So for example, no, this is not what I'm gonna take, but for example, we got a fair value gap here. If we inversed it now, closed here, I'd have my stops at the lows, take profit one at this high, break even here. Let me actually mark this one. So boom, this will be my break even. This is an example, so this is not something I'll be taking. Break even will be here. TP1, and then take profit two here. and then I'll hold the rest, probably like one or two micros for this high here. If I have one left, I'll hold for high of day, and yeah, this would be trade setup. The trade setup. TB2. Yeah. Now, if we closed and we created a 5 minute bearish gap, then I would have to wait for the bearish gap to inverse before I try to take long. This looks like it might work out though. Let me how many points? 33 points. Okay. See, I'm gonna try this on MNQ if it works out on these evals. Mm, Okay, cool. See, if we get this inversion, I'm gonna try this actually on MNQ. TP1 is gonna be about 40 points. Okay, pretty good. See if we get this inversion. Right now, I'll give this setup like a B plus. Um, because we did sweep this hourly low, but to make it better, if we came down and tap into this hourly fair value gap here that we've been respecting, this would have been an A setup. Right now it's a B. Only taking it because it's a eval. So yeah, and I'm risking low on it, so I'm risking $300 to make possibly at least 600 if we go to TP2. So let's see if we can get good momentum. If we kind of chop around in this gap, um, I'm not gonna be interested in it. But see, I like how we're getting good momentum now. Good momentum now. I'd look to take this. 15 seconds, so close. Oh, you got the inversion. 10 seconds. Are we gonna get the inversion? All right, so we got the inversion. I'm gonna have my buy limits here. Still stops down here. It's just gonna go without me. Move it down to 25, 543. Okay, 25, 543. Set this level. All right, so I'm not in yet. I didn't get tapped in yet. This is probably gonna close and create a 1 minute gap, so don't mind that. All right, I'm in now. In now, 5 I'm in Q. See if it's gonna be an instant L. Let me try to. Okay. All right, so we're in drawdown right now. Again, I spoke about this yesterday. When you're trading, you gotta size where you're not emotional when you're in the trade, right? So you gotta size like the lighter you size, um the less emotion is gonna be attached to the trade. So right now, like if I lose this trade, I'm gonna lose what, 300, $400. That's fine with me. I'm in the eval and I'm up $1,000 on the day so far. So that's not gonna, you know, I'm not emotional about that loss. Win or lose, it was a solid trade to take on these evals. So yeah. Um, let's see, 543.25. Make sure this matches up. Break even at, all right, pushing out of drawdown now. Get into profit. I'm gonna set my TP 584 and then break even is gonna be up here. If we tap this area, I'll move myself to break even. I'm getting a nice push. Come on, NQ. Let's go, NQ. Okay, nice. We're gonna push up. Again, once we tap into this area, I'm gonna move myself to break even. Almost there. Let me see. Did we create a 5 minute gap? We did. Okay. Alright, so I didn't peep that we created a 5 minute gap. So, yeah, I would want to see this gap get inverse to have more conviction in this trade. Um, okay, cool. No problem, no problem. If we retake these highs, I'm gonna move myself to break even. Just because I didn't see that where we were in this 5 minute gap. Um, so yeah. Trade kind of downgraded more now because of this 5 minute gap. Before it was a B plus, maybe it's a B minus right now. So could still work out though. We'll see. Again, if we retake this high on the 1 minute, I'm gonna move my stops to break even. Not liking how price is chopping this area though. Might push down lower, retake the lows before going higher. Okay, got a nice push up. About to retake the highs. Getting ready to move my stops to break even. I don't want to be too aggressive with moving the stops to break even, but because we're in that 5 minute gap, it's it's a safe thing to do in case you want to come down and retake the lows before pushing higher. All right, so stops at break even. It's a risk-free trade. TP1 at this high up here, 25,584. See if we can get it, or we're gonna get break even. Let's see. Let's see. Currently up $150, fluctuating. All right. I like how we're getting this bullish candles. Um, just gotta push through this 5 minute gap. Nice. We're getting a nice push here. Can we take out that high? Let me look. Okay, so hit the original BE area. Um, Pushing through this 5 minute gap now. 1 minute till we close. Okay. Looks like we're gonna inverse the 5 minute gap. That would be ideal. If we do, we're probably gonna see a move into this 5 minute gap up here on my TP2. 30 seconds and see if we can inverse this 5 minute gap. Will we inverse in 15 seconds? Looks like we're about to inverse and oh, there we go. Inverse. All right, perfect. It's good. Inverse the 5 minute gap. Should continue higher now. Bang. Let's go. Let's go NQ. Push NQ. TP1 about to get hit, guys. Oh wait, can't do it. Come on NQ. We know you want that high. Almost there. Little more. Bang. TP hit. TP hit. Wait, what happened? Why didn't I come out? All right, let me just manually exit. There we go, guys. First trade on stream. Nice banger trade. TP hit. 1,500 on across these accounts on the day. Um, I think now we will continue higher from here into this other 5 minute gap. Let me remove these. So yeah, I think that we continue to push into this 5 minute gap. Yeah, 5 minute gap. We also have this 30 minute up, this 15 minute gap up here. And yeah, pretty simple, easy trade. Um, Determine the bias, mark out the lows and highs. If your bias is bullish, once you take the lows, look for a reversal pattern to confirm that we want to go higher. And that's what we waited for, and that's what we got. Made cool 40 point move. Made $400 to put me at 1500 on the day. Yeah, we'll probably see some rejection once we tap into this 15 minute gap here. Let's go though. Let's go. First trade on stream is a dub. Clean. Barely any drawdown. Nice. Look at this. Art. So yeah, I'm gonna call it a day here. Again, bias is bullish. We should continue pushing up from here. If we come back down uh into this 1 hour gap, that's where I would look for more longs. Apart from that, stops will be a break even. I'll just continue to hold this trade until high of day. Again, up 1500. That's the max I can be up in a day on this account. So kind of just have to call it a day here. Be back tomorrow. W.